Thread to see if anyone has heard of / seen similar events of the past week. Colorado. Front Range of the Rockies. Be me. Be at a graduation party, with brothers and GF. GF is main character of this story. Circa 11 p.m. Outside of friend's house, which in the middle of a heavily wooded area. Hanging out with the brothers, talk gets rowdy and sexual, GF leaves in mild disgust, boys will be boys type reaction. A couple minutes later the guys leave, and I head back into the house to find GF. No GF. I go to the porch and call out for her into the woods. Silence. A couple moments later I hear her blood-curdling scream and she comes running out of the darkness.
Anon, I saw a little candlelight in the woods and I followed it to see what it was and I think I saw a bear.
You should never follow strange lights into the woods, you never know where they might lead.
But the lights were so pretty. I want to know what they are.
Yeah, I don't. Next day, nightfall, we're in our respective homes, approx 50 miles away. We're texting. She says,
I see a floating light again. Wait, now there's more than one.
Just don't leave your house, okay? Running through my head are stories of will-o-wisps, corpse candles and a paranormal equivalent of an anglerfish.
But they're so lovely, I really want to know what they are.
Please don't follow them. It's not a good idea to go out into the woods alone at night.
Don't worry, I'm just on my back porch watching them.
I'm like, okay, just stay safe. Leave for a bit to play them dank video games. Get a text an hour later saying basically, now that you're asleep and can't worry about me, I'm going to go investigate those lights. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Bitch what.jpg. To be continued. Photo she took of the lights outside of her house. I start texting her asking her what's going on, asking her to go back inside, telling her to be safe, etc. She texts me back, shitting herself, utterly scared out of her mind.
Anon, I chased the strange lights out into the woods and out in the darkness I saw a huge thing that was too big to be a person but was walking on its hind legs.
Me, actively questioning what kind of woman I'm dating. Why did you go out there? That was really dangerous, and whatever you saw could be life-threatening. She's mortified and profusely apologizing for being so stupid. Literally the next night, and coincidentally tonight, we're taking on the phone after I get off work and I'm trying to get her to promise me that she won't go chasing those lights again. For some reason she becomes stubborn and won't promise that she'll stay inside that night. She's home alone, house on the edge of the woods, there's no moon, and it's snowing. She still won't fucking promise to stay inside. We get into a fight, she gets upset, drinks a margarita. She's a lightweight so she gets tipsy immediately. Still won't promise to stay inside. We're still arguing when suddenly she goes quiet. Whispering.
Anon, that thing is outside my house right now.
I can see its silhouette and I can hear it walking. Suppressed I told you so. JPEG. She starts losing her shit and freaking out and I'm trying to in the very least keep her calm. She's literally watching something pacing outside her window. Then she sees the lights again. She decides to stop looking out the window. She stays huddled and still in her living room until enough time passes after she sees this unknown entity. She moves to her bedroom and falls asleep. I'm left awake researching and green texting and somewhat bothered by the whole ordeal. What could this be? There are hundreds of stories of orbs in the woods, but the details and the way she described the lights aligns most closely with Old Welsh and English stories of corpse candles. Without telling her my suspicions, I asked her details about her situation. My findings. GF's strange lights. Small. Mobile. Orange, blue, and white. Leading into the woods in the direction of a cemetery. Corpse candles. Small. Mobile. Orange, blue, and white. Float around the dwelling of someone who's dying. Float back and forth from their house to their future grave. Now I'm beginning to become concerned. This may possibly explain the lights, but what about the humanoid entity outside her house? Tomorrow night I'm going over to spend the evening with her, we'll post updates if anything happens. Advice Plaza, /x/. Details I forgot, her neighbor's dogs were freaking out last night. In the fresh snow this morning she found footprints circling her house and back porch coming from the woods. Tonight during the I can see it outside phase, her cats were very agitated and disturbed, hackles raised and whatnot.
Goddamn dude, your girlfriend is stupid. Please let her know how absolutely moronic and dangerous it is to follow lights into the woods, no matter how pretty they are. It very likely was will-o-wisps, they love to lead people to their death. I'm literally angry for you op. Also everything that happens now is 100% her fault. She is a stupid bitch for not heeding your warnings, and I want you to let her know this even if it causes you to get into a fight over it. Also surprised she didn't get fucking wrecked the first time she followed the lights, let alone 3 goddamn times.
Stay safe op, your girlfriend is fucking stupid for not heeding your warnings. Do not die for her, literally.
Investigate that shit, get a gun. If you can't get a gun, get the sharpest and longest knife you have. Also, instead of going to her house, ask her to come to yours to be safer. If you see the humanoid entity, fight or flight. Stay safe, op.
Update. Op is not kill. Yes, GF is stupid. Last night was uneventful. I'm visiting tonight to hang out and see what there is to see. Op is an armed/K/fag, don't worry.
What are you taking with you as far as weaponry? Shotgun or rifle, I trust? Also, good luck, friend.
Op's Rifle, Remington 870 Tactical.
Anyone else get the feel that the corpse candles aren't here for the GF? They want Anon, instead, and she's just bait. Shadowruns intensifies.
Oh shit nigga, you're onto something.
They are charming the GF in hopes that Anon is stupid enough to go running to her house at night or some shit. If they wanted her, she'd be dead already or missing.
To be fair to people calling her stupid, if it's corpse candles, she's probably dying regardless of this whole incident. They appear to people who are dying, not people they are killing. They appear inviting because they lead you to the eternal peace that will envelope you soon. It's a mental phenomenon beyond control. It's possible she has cancer or some other terminal illness that has gone unnoticed. I feel incredibly sorry for her. Though, the tall creature may indicate something other than a terminal illness. It may be a terminal condition of a more paranormal variety. It's possible that the tall figure in the corpse candles are actually two irrelevant though interrelated incidents. This tall figure is stalking her. Perhaps it kills slowly, but is practically guaranteed. Thus, the corpse candles appear to her. If that's not the explanation, I have no idea how the fuck the two things relate. I suggest you expand your search beyond the lights and do more research on whatever this figure is. That is the real problem here. You can consider the corpse candles more of a warning than anything else. Assuming Up is not already killed.
She's home alone, house on the edge of the woods, there's no moon, and it's snowing. Or, and that's where you're wrong Up, it snowed in the Front Range yesterday and the day before, but it didn't today. Source, I'm in Denver. Thread is a day old, never mind. I'm literally retarded.
The fact that that actually lines up perfectly makes this even better. Either Op is serious, which still doesn't prove spoops, but proves that the GF is having some manner of problem, or he's at least doing research / making sure this story is believable. So, thank you for posting this either way. I really look forward to hearing more from this now. Again, assuming something horrible didn't actually happen.
Evening all, Up here. It's been a very eventful night. Chapter 5-ish. It's definitely not corpse candles / GF might not be quite as stupid as we've thought. Earlier this evening, I'm at her house. It's getting late and we're chilling / snuggling, and then as I'm half asleep she gets up and goes downstairs. I groggily get up and follow a few minutes later to see why she left. When I walk in she has the aura of guilty / hiding something. I try to get her to talk, but she's insistent that I'm fine and it's nothing, not really abnormal as anyone with a girlfriend knows. She tells me to go back upstairs and go to sleep. I'm like whatever, and I go up and lay back down. Less than a minute later I bolt upright because I hear the ding from the security system indicating that someone has opened a door. Hear the backsliding door slam shut. This is when shit got creepy. I rush outside and call out to her, with no response. It's pitch black out, but I walk into the backyard with my flashlight. She couldn't have gone far. Through the light wind, I can hear dogs barking, normal, and something that sent fucking class A chills down my spine. As cliché as it sounds, I heard the voice of a child off in the distance saying help over and over in the exact same tone every time. Not very urgent, not very loud, almost like a statement rather than an exclamation or a cry for aid. Then my GF pops up from the other side of the back porch deck and asks if I can hear a howling noise. MFW, there's not only a creepy ass child's voice but also apparently she's hearing howls. I get her back inside, and she tells me she saw the lights again. For the next hour I'm trying to convince her what a stupid idea following those lights is, and she just doesn't get it. She's a smart girl, good in uni, does astronomy and microbiology as hobbies. She has common sense blind spots, but she's logically sound. Nevertheless, she cannot seem to wrap her head around why chasing these lights is dangerous. She keeps insisting that I have to find out what the lights are. I have to. I'm fine with investigating, just not running blindly into the night with a bathrobe. I'm trying to convince her to investigate it in an intelligent manner, but she keeps insisting that the only way to find out what the lights are is to chase after them alone. Apparently the lights disappear when other people are around. Ever since she acted suspiciously when she went downstairs by herself, she's acted very strange, not at all like she normally does. Side comment to the dude from Denver. This is in the Woodland Park/Divide/Rampart Reservoir area. Your ass may have been dry and warm, but it was snowing that night up in the mountains. So for at least an hour I'm begging her to promise to not chase the lights when I leave. She just refuses. She'll barely respond, and eventually she is just staring, and it seems like she's unable to acknowledge me. Like her consciousness has disconnected. She finally concedes to promise. At this point she's barely talking at all, not normal, and she had about 4 to 5 episodes of her just staring blankly and not blinking for around a minute each. You know when someone is woke and suddenly they jolt and gasp a little? Well, she was doing that out of the blank stares, but she wasn't asleep. By now I'm getting more worried and disturbed. We're both religious, so I pray for her. Immediately after the prayer she starts totally responding again. I'm surprised, and I start asking her questions about what had just happened because I'm still confused. It becomes apparent that she can't remember a single thing from the point when she saw the lights, and the end of the prayer. She also suddenly has a splitting headache. As I recount everything she becomes more and more horrified. She didn't know she had chased the lights outside. She had no memory of any of it. She's feeling alright now, but we're growing concerned that these lights may have an effect on one's mental state. The lights and entity are an anglerfish, and she's the mesmerized minnow. Also, I'm looking into the Orthodox Catholic Church's concept of demonic obsession, which is when a demon harasses someone, rather than possessing them. What do?
This sounds familiar. The lights and entity are an anglerfish, and she's the mesmerized minnow. The entity itself might not be a lure. The voice in the darkness sure as fuck was, as are the lights, but advise getting some incendiary ammo for your shotgun. Shit from in a woods often does not appreciate fire. However, if you suspect this thing is not baryonic, but demonic/ethereal in nature, your weapons are of little to no use. Beeline it straight for your nearest church in that case, with GF, and tell the pastor there everything.
Incendiary. In the woods. That's never a good idea. And Anon earlier had the idea to bless the shells and gun. I'd go with that. If it can feel incendiary rounds, it sure as fuck can feel normal rounds, blessed or otherwise.
If you're not role-playing op, get some flat cedar and burn that the next time you see the lights or the entity. You said you pray, so do that when you light the cedar. I have no idea what that is, but the way you describe the voice makes me think it's a spirit. They all sound high-pitched like kids, and the colored orbs are what spirits often look like, usually in the colors you mentioned but red instead of orange. If you have native friends that are active in their traditions, then have a chat with them as well, but the flat cedar should do the trick. As far as I'm aware, demonic obsession is just a path to possession. You have to weaken the psyche before you can take hold of it. If it was just her seeing/hearing these things, I'd say it's definitely a demon since they are metaphysical and exist in the mind. But the fact that you heard something too makes me think it's something else. I've no idea what. If it is a demon and it's able to reach to both of you, that probably means it's already in something. It having a physical form is enabling it to reach out to multiple minds. But it sounds as if its physical form is weak and likely immobile. Perhaps it's been sealed away in a tree. And it keeps trying to lure your GF to the tree. If you're a courageous psychopath, you could go into the woods and see if you find any tree with some manner of native signs of runes on it. Or, you could just get her out of that house. If it's immobile, getting away from those woods would probably do the trick. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Op is actually dead, guys. I checked the news locally and there is a murder investigation going on since yesterday.
This is suspicious, though to be fair, Front Range of the Rockies is 80% of the state population. Plus, there's murders all the time. It's been a war zone since they legalized the weed and the reefer madness has taken over.
Nah dude, you don't get it. He said that he was near the Woodland Park area in this post. Op has been missing for 2 days and now there is a death investigation ongoing since yesterday in Gold Camp Road, which is about 20 miles from where Op said he would be as seen in my previous post, which I checked out on Google Maps is basically some sketchy road in the woods. This isn't a coincidence.
This thread went from fake roleplay to oh shit, Op is dead in 0.1 femtoseconds. I recommend getting out before our anglerfish overlords kill us all.
Right now few details are known other than it could be a bike accident. They didn't mention anything about murder.
That's what a skinwalker would want you to think.
Gold Camp Road. Lovely, Colorado, and on here, Gold Camp Road is hella haunted. All sorts of stories about voices and lights in the old train tunnels and stories of, wait for it, supposed Satanists wandering around at night with torches. Oh, forgot to mention, one of the other reports, in I think the third tunnel is the voices and laughter of children, which Op also mentioned. All of this is around an area called Helen Hunt Falls, which is also stupid haunted, and just down the road from Manitou Springs, which besides being a sort of vortex area for the New Agers, is, you guessed it, haunted as all shit, including stories of its own personal town demon, and more weird witchy and unexplained murders than you can shake a stick at. Welcome to Colorado Springs.